Rain diamond, so all my girls in the world could keep shrining. From princess cuts to emeralds to H classes. Yeah, I failed math, but better pass the E class. Went from Chanel number 5 to 2.5. The Melrose resident. Every room's a president with the living rate. Bet y'all haters can't match that. You 6 digits short to catch that. The net year gross is 20,000 on commission. My net week gross 100 mil in addition to the Dow Jones stocks rest.
Hey, what's up? So today I'm gonna talk to y'all about designing, like how I came about to the idea or the concept of me being a designer. Well, initially, like, when I was growing up, they had Sergio Tacchini, Gucci, of course, Louis Vuitton, used jeans, USED, used jeans. That's the name of the company. That's the name of the brand. They had a plethora of different designers, right? Different design clothing. And like the cost of those clothes and the cost of those items to me was just too much. Like what you end up doing is paying for the name. You're not paying for the material. You're not paying for the quality of the material. You end up paying for the name. So I always say, listen, and I always thought that it was complicated when it came down to designing and creating and, owning your own clothing brand, right? So I always said, okay, when I grow up, I want to own my own clothing. I want to design my own clothing. I want to wear my own name, right? So, as I got older, I didn't have when I was a kid, so I couldn't afford a lot of the designer brands, but I always wanted them. I always desired having them. So what I said was, okay, as I get older, I'm going to design and make my own brand, right? So I came up with the name. First I started putting designs out. I would go to Walmart and get like the letters, and, get the iron-on print stuff that they had. And I would order from it used to be a company, I think it's IEC, if I'm not mistaken. And I can order all my stones off of that website. And I found out that they were selling embroidered letters. They were selling different letters that you can put or press on the items. Iron-on stones, iron-on letters, iron-on, So I came up with a name, right? I always loved diamonds, always. And I love the stone diamonds. And I felt like, it was out of reach for me to ever be able to obtain or own my own diamonds, right? I never had excuse me. That was gross. Excuse me. My mind did not expand enough, to say that I too can own this or I too can make this. I felt like, because Gucci, Louis Vuitton, YSL, Sergio Valente, or, Sergio Tacchini, like all of those brands to me were out of reach and I couldn't afford those brands. So, I'm thinking, okay, since I'm going in the store, I'm going in Woody's, Woodward and Lothrop. I'm going in Woody's and I see the prices of these items. And I'm like, oh my God, $500-$600. And that's for a shirt. And that was back in the day, like back in the 80s and 90s. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that I cannot afford this item. It's going to take me years to be able to obtain this. Or how many jobs do I have to work in order for me to own this, right? That's the question that I always ask myself, like, so it was out of my reach. In my mind, it was out of my reach. I could not obtain or own this particular item. So as I got older, I started to say, you know what? I don't want to wear anybody else on my back. I don't want to advertise for anybody else, because that's what you're doing. You're advertising their brand. They're not paying you to advertise. You're actually paying them to advertise their brand, their name. So you have Tommy Hilfiger, right? That's his entire name. You're willing to put yourself in a position where you breaking your neck to afford this brand, right? You have Gucci. I keep saying Gucci. I keep saying Louis Vuitton, because those are, those are top brands. Even for the people who feel like it's not a lot. Richer people feel like that's not a lot. And a lot of rich people don't even wear those brands. The brand will pay them or send them free items for them to wear, where you're out here killing yourself to wear their brand. But that's neither here nor there, right? So I put myself in a position where it's like, I don't want to wear anybody else's brand. I can't. And I go back to say, I came up with the concept of diamonds. To me, a diamond is a precious stone. It is something that I think every woman, desires. At some point in their life, you desire to have a diamond, right? So I felt like, okay, I came up with the concept that, okay, I want my clothes to be, diamonds. But then I see that there's so many different diamond brands. Oh my God, there's so many different diamond brands, right? So I said, okay, well, let's see. I want my brand to be diamonds. Okay, diamonds, there's different brands. There's diamonds. You have 7 diamonds. You have, diamonds. You have different brands of diamond clothing, right? So I said, okay, I looked into the 4 C's of diamonds, right? First, I went and did a patent search, right? To see if I can patent the name diamonds, right? You can't patent the name diamonds because it's in use in so many different ways, right? So I said, okay, well, the 4 C's of diamonds, right? It's long, but it is what it is. The concept of a diamond is the 4 C's. You have, with the 4 C's of diamonds, you have color, cut, clarity, and carat. Those are the 4 C's that makes up the 4 C's of diamonds. So I said to myself, okay, well, what can I come up with, a slogan that I could come up with that will match the 4 C's of diamonds? Since a diamond is the 4 C's, it is color, cut, clarity, and carat, I came up with the concept of custom cut clothing that fits your characteristics, right? That's the 4 C's of my diamonds. So I felt like I want to put out a quality piece of merchandise, right? I want my diamonds to stand out. I want my clothing to stand out. And then I got into the idea, or I got into the mind frame of, I wanted to have my family to back me, right? And let me tell you something. For so many different designers out here, that is the biggest mistake that you can make. Having someone, or attempting to have someone, believe in you more than you believe in yourself, whether it be family, friends, or anybody else. That is the biggest mistake that you can make in owning your own business, and owning your own brand, and owning anything that belongs to you that you want to be worthwhile. First things first. The first thing you have to do is believe in you. Put you first. Understand that nothing in this world comes free. Nothing in this world comes overnight. It does not happen. If it does, then, that's just sheer God's grace and mercy over you. And in the real world, you have to work for it. Okay? So I came up with the concept, and the first thing I did was put the brand out. Instead of patenting it first, I put the brand out. I started to, go get different lettering and different things, items, pay for shirts, pay for jackets, and put the item out, just put it out. At this point, I didn't really think about patent trade, or, me really owning it. I knew I wanted to own it. I knew that it was going to be mine. I did do a patent search, but I thought that was, a whole lot of money that I wouldn't be able to obtain, right? In the position that I was in. So I just started putting it out, like literally, putting the 4 C's of diamonds on the clothes that I was wearing. I stopped wearing any type of brand, Nike, Adidas, I didn't want to wear Gucci. I didn't want to wear Louis Vuitton. I didn't want to wear Versace. I didn't want to wear anything outside of my own brand. I did not want to wear. So I started to do more investigation and look up how much it would be for me to patent the name, the 4 C's of diamonds, right? So let me tell you something. It is so, so inexpensive for you to do this. Like when I did it, I think I paid like $400, right? And to be perfectly honest, I could have gone around that. I could have gone around paying $400 because if you go directly through the patent and trade office, you yourself can patent and trade a name without paying a penny. You don't have to pay anything. But if you want to cut through the, if you want your hands to be, just clean, and you don't want to have to do the footwork, and you don't want to have to do anything, then I suggest you look up patent and trade a name. The U.S. Patent and Trade on Google. You look that up, type in the name that you want, make sure that name is free of any ties to anyone else, unless you're willing to pay that person for their name. You can do that too. So, but instead, I didn't know that I can go directly through the patent and trade office. That was never told to me. So I didn't know to go that route. That was later on down the line when I found out after I spent my money to get this trademark. So I went through Trademarkia. That's the company that I went through to get my trademark done. And I'm going to tell you, they did everything. And even to this day, and this was 10 years ago that I got this done. Almost 10 years ago, I think it was. If not, I think it may have been almost 11 years now that I own this name. The 4 C's of Diamonds is what I own. So, so you go through the patent and trade, I went through Trademarkia. See, sometimes my mind, I get scrambled, and, that's just how my brain works now. So I went through Trademarkia. I have a lawyer, and of course they do a search for you. They search the name, under everything that you want to own it under. If you want clothing, if you want shoes, if you want bread, if you want tissue, it doesn't matter what it is. They'll search the name and find out if it's owned by somebody. You cannot make and trademark a name that is like anybody else's. You can, like, there's 7 diamonds, but there's no the 4 C's of Diamonds, right? There's just, it's just anything that can infringe on your patent, they will not allow to come through, right? And I would say for you to patent and trade your name, because anybody, anywhere, right? If they attempt to use what belongs to you through the patent and trade office, or, as long as you own that name, if anyone attempts to use that name in any capacity, the first thing you would do is send out a cease and desist. And if they don't, abide by that cease and desist, what you will do is you can even show up to their company, right? You could show up to their company or wherever they're selling your product, and everything that they put out under your name belongs to them. It belongs to you. I apologize. I said that wrong. Everything that they put out under your name, the name that you own, belongs to you. It is not theirs. You've already put out your cease and desist, which is the first thing that you're supposed to do. If they continue to use that name in any type of capacity, you can sue them. You can take them to court. You can own everything that they have that has your name on it. Everything. It does not matter what it is. It belongs to you. They just did you a justice. They did the work for you for free. So I would suggest that everyone patent and trade your name, your likeness, your idea, your whatever it is, patent and trade it. Just get it, own it. And then if you patent and trade it and you don't want to do anything with it, you don't have to do anything with it. You understand? You really don't. You can patent and trade it and just hold it. Just hold it. Hold it under your name. Continue to use it, however you see fit, but hold it under your name. And then when someone comes along, and this happened with the Redskins as well, and I'm sure you all can look that up. This happened when it came down to the Redskins. When they wanted to change their name, there was a guy who owned 12 of the names that the Redskins wanted to use. And in order for them to get that name, they would have had to pay him. Whatever his price is, they have to pay him for the name that he patented. So you think in terms of the way that they will use the name. Let's use the Redskins for, just to use them, right? Just for a prime example. Okay. The Redskins wanted to use the name, and the name that they will be using it for is for clothing, all apparel, all types of apparel, whether it be shoes, clothing, jackets, hoodies, zippers, charms, necklaces, rings. They will patent that name under every category. Cookware, everything. They will patent that name under everything. So you think in terms of, okay, in order for you to get this name from me, I want you to pay me $1 million, right? To you, $1 million is a whole lot. But once they start using that name and put that name out there into circulation, they paid you $1 million. They're going to make maybe $1 billion off of the name. Just the name alone. They put the name on everything, and they make money off of that. They made you a millionaire, of course, but you won't be so much of a millionaire after taxes. But, what I'm saying is, whatever idea or whatever concept that you come up with, patent and trade that idea. So when I came up with the 4 C's of diamonds, I came up with that idea with the concept of saying, I will never put on someone else's brand. I will not wear someone else's label outside of my own. Okay? That's the concept that I came up with. That was my idea. Now, I would be lying to you when I say, okay, when it comes to casual wear, because I absolutely love playing dress up. I don't know any little girl who doesn't. I'm just saying, right? So I love playing dress up. So in me playing dress up, I love the fact that I can, interchange or, switch up any look or any color, put the color with another color and make that color, stand out more so than, let's say I put blue and pink together, right? I would wear a royal blue shirt with a pink tie, right? I would wear a sweater vest, which would have both pink and royal blue in it, right? That's going to bounce off the blue as well as the pink, right? So this is how I come up with my concept of what I'm going to wear and how I'm going to wear it. And I always have my brand standing out. No matter what I have on, when you approach me or when you see me, the first thing you'll see is my brand. I approach you not with my hand out, but with my brand standing out. That's what I do. And I go from head to toe. So today I have on this cream hat, right? With the brown embroidery or, beige embroidery, right? I also have on a pink top. Pink button up, not top. You know what I'm saying? A pink button up. I have on a cream tie. I have on, as you can see, cream lines, pink, with pink in it. I have the tan here. I have on a cream blazer, right? I have on some tan slacks, and I have on pink shoes. So when you see me, the first thing I greet you with, I'll smile. Of course, I greet you with a smile. I may also be known by always wearing glasses because I always have glasses on because, light hurts my eyes. So you'll see me with glasses on as well as, color coordinated. Do you understand? That's just what I do. And I love diamonds. Absolutely, unequivocally, there's no question I love diamonds. So this is what you'll see. Don't get me wrong, I wear sweatsuits as well. I love sweatsuits. I own a whole lot of them, especially when it comes to my brand, the 4 C's. I wear a lot of my own brand. And, I'm going to go back to when you start to put your brand out. When you start to put your brand out, you want somebody to back you, or you want somebody to say that your brand is, something that they would pay for. So you start making a mistake of giving people things free, right? You start saying, okay, well, I just want you to wear the brand. I'm going to go ahead and give you this for free. Well, see, the problem is when you start giving things away free, you run into the problem where when it's time for you to repurchase that item, you may not have the money to do it because you gave it away free. Yes, they're wearing your stuff, but are they coming back to purchase from you after you gave them something free? And chances are, no matter how they like it, they'll go and spend their money on Gucci and Louis before they spend their money with you, even though you're family. Why? Because, the concept of people not wanting you to do better than them is real. They don't want to, feel like you have one up on them at all. Whether it be, one up on a car, or one up on a house, or, the square footage of your house, or, a bigger front yard, or a bigger front porch, or, and this is family. We're not talking about people on the street. This is how family think. It's all about, not what have you done for me, but what have you done for me lately? And if you haven't done anything for that person lately, then whatever you did in the past is in the past. It has nothing to do with what you did now. And I say that to say, believe in you. Put your money forth to back you. Put your money forth to build your dream. Because the only person in reality who has to believe in you is you. The confidence that you put in with purchasing your own anything, whether it be the materials, the name, anything. And to be perfectly honest, if someone helps you to purchase your name, they can come back and sue you for half of what you have. Honestly, because it's half theirs. They help you pay for it. So, you got to be careful when it comes to, your dream and how you hold on to it and what you're willing to do and what you're willing to go through in order to obtain and continue to own and have that name, or have whatever it is. I would say patent and trade, whatever your idea is, patent and trade it. Put it in writing, put it in some form that can show that it's yours, completely, solely yours. And once you do that, that's your first step to building what you have in mind to be your dream, whatever your concept is, or whatever you came up with, you have it in you to build that dream. That's your first step. Once you do your patent and trade, you start to put out your merchandise. Once you put out your merchandise, you don't spend that first batch of money that you get. I don't give a damn if you made $200,000 off this first batch. That means that $200,000 can be flipped immediately into $400,000. And depending on how much cost you cut, you can make that $200,000 into $600,000. Just like that. So don't count yourself out and start spending and splurging before you invest solely in you. That means backing yourself. That means when it's time to re-up, you're able to re-up on your own. You don't have to look in nobody else's house or anybody else's pocket or ask any favors from anybody. You can do it yourself. The biggest question that I have and I say is, why would someone believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? You have to have confidence that you can do it. You have to have confidence that you can obtain it. You have to have confidence that you're going to build it. You have to have confidence that when you take on that role of a CEO, that manager that you can put into place, you're their boss. As long as you're working a 9 to 5, you're building somebody else's dream. Take that 9 to 5 and work your own dream. Build your own dream. Build your own worth. Your how do you say, your family's wealth. Don't just build to be rich. Build to be wealthy. You want generational wealth. You don't want to just be wealthy with you. You want your family, your kids and your grandkids and their grandkids to have what you didn't have. It's all about changing the cycle. Like, just mixing things up and making things better as you move along. That's what you do. I made so many mistakes in building and having and obtaining that I just did not pay attention to the fact that I was my own worst critic. And I allowed what I say is my family to dictate how I moved when it came to my business. You're going to have more outside people believe in you than your family. That's honestly, you're going to have more outside people believe in you than your own family. You'll have more outsiders shopping with you. And I'm not saying let me hold something or slide this to me so I can represent your brand. Let me tell you something. The same way Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Versace and, YSL and all of these different brands make you pay to wear their name, you can do the same thing. You can make people pay. You don't make them. You give them the option to pay to wear your brand. It's the same thing. Understand this. They pay 23 cents. I'm talking about Louis Vuitton, Gucci, YSL, Versace. These are the major brands that I'm talking about here. They pay 23 cents for a t-shirt that they'll put their name on, or just don't even put their name anywhere on it. Just put their name in the tag and charge you $200, $300, $400, $500 for the t-shirt that they pay 23 cents for. So guess how much their profit margin is? Let's say that they pay $500, they pay 23 cents, right? They charge you $500.23. Their profit margin is $500. That's how much they made off of you. $500. And all they spent was 23 cents. So all I'm saying is this. When it comes to you building your wealth, when it comes to you building yourself, there are insider secrets that people won't give you. And they won't let you in on. Why? Because they want to keep it to themselves. Well, I tell you what. I'm the type of person that's not going to keep it to myself. You go to the U.S. Patent and Trade Office, you type in the name that you want to purchase. Type that name in and see if that name is owned by anybody. Type it in. It doesn't cost for you to type that in. If it's not owned by anybody, you can get that name. You can obtain that name to own for whatever you see fit to do. Understand that. They will put out, a letterhead asking or seeing if the name is being used by, if it's not in the USPTO, they will send out a letterhead or, I don't know, in this newsletter that they have, they send out the name. And if they don't have a contest to that name, you can own that. It doesn't matter what the name is. It is just that easy. It's that easy to own yourself, to own your own. So don't make the mistake of always having to wear somebody else's name or somebody else's brand to make you feel better. Wear your own. I feel good wearing the 4 C's. I have pride in the 4 C's. I love the 4 C's. I absolutely love the 4 C's of diamonds. I love it like I love my kids. I love it like I love Rhonda. I love it like I love my mom. I love it like, you understand? Like I love my brothers and sisters. I love it that much. You understand? So I say this to say that this is an informative video to how you can obtain something that would be worth millions or billions in your lifetime, within your lifetime. Stop building somebody else's dream. Build your own. Stop killing yourself to make someone else a millionaire. Make yourself a millionaire. Believe in you. Believe in yourself. Put yourself first. Put your family first. Okay? Sometimes going out to get that Gucci bag, put that money to the side and invest in yourself. See how far that gets you. Okay? And you'll learn who your friends are and who your family are along the way. Okay? So like, comment, subscribe. This is one of many of my informative videos. So information is key. And if I touched on something that you did not know, or if you need to know more, I'm here. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave it in the comment box. All right. Thanks. The 4C CEO, baby.